Revenge, revenge. The last two meetings without Jermaine O'Neal against Milwaukee, both games going down to the final minutes. The Bucks winning both of those. They went through a stretch. Those two games losing by 15 and 19 points. And they know they're going to have a handful with the Pacers, especially with O'Neal back, and he goes right to work.
Well, they get it down to him on the block, and you can expect to see a lot of that, guys.
The first shot for the Bucks. He had 39 in a victory against Chicago a week and a half ago. O'Neal walks in, gets it, and there's the foul.
Surgery, spinal cord surgery. They thought he might get back, but they pick up Williams, and he has not missed a beat on the inside.
Joe Smith, no contest. Jermaine O'Neal running wild here in the opening minute and a half. All six carry the load in the absence of the speedster TJ Ford, who could be out for the season. Tinsley sets up O'Neal over Smith. Swept up for those 15 games lost. Here's Williams on the fly. He's stripped there by Jermaine O'Neal, who is all over the place and makes the save off of Williams. And the crowd responds to the play of number over the last 3 games. And here is O'Neal again working on Smith. Wrapped into a frame of 6'11", 265. A quiet, a hush at the field house. Gets the step. Foster swings it to Curry. Tells Foster to get inside.
Got Jermaine on the other side, one-on-one. Bang! And that's because the ball got swung and all the action was on the strong side, the right side. Jermaine's on the left or the weak side. I mean, and it's one-on-one. Joe Smith. Joe Smith cannot guard Jermaine there.
At this pace, it's a 120-point night ahead for Jermaine O'Neal. So do not leave the TV set tonight. History in the making. Red cuts in with the left hand, no. Option, so they do like the defense to get that offense running, some easy shots. O'Neal the reverse, and he's either scoring or getting to the foul line this year. Well, of 39 this year against Philadelphia. 14 apiece, 5 minutes on the nose remaining in the first. Al Albert with the mighty Quinn Buckner, Stacey Pates here at Conseco Fieldhouse. And it took over 7 minutes for another Pacer to score. Actually, only 3 other shots by Pacers in this game. Rejected by O'Neal, and he gathers it in.
Nice job of keeping it in play.
Anthony Johnson has now replaced Jamal Tinsley in the backcourt. Gets it in the hands of O'Neal, in the air, too hard. Another offensive rebound, another basket, another foul. And perhaps 3 more for Jermaine O'Neal, who continues to go to work and hammer it inside against the reach, who has been Dallas in the previous 4 games at averaged 29 a game. So comes in hot. O'Neal, tough angle, and he's got that one.
Nice job going away from the double team. But Strickland was coming for the...
But tonight, they've only needed 1. Jermaine O'Neal going to town. They're early against Gadzarich, getting the pass inside to get the step. Very active O'Neal, who's had 4 days off after the very trying, emotional day and night Thursday in New Jersey, and getting his freedom for the rest of the season. And now Jermaine O'Neal working up the sweat, but looks like he made Mason looking for that last shot. Jermaine O'Neal, a well-deserved rest after packing the scorecard in the first quarter. Well, Michael Redd and Jermaine O'Neal are now back on the floor. O'Neal looks to go to work after getting about a 4-minute rest. Nice pass, and Johnson is hammered. David Harrison was going up for the shot. They still have 8 seconds. No hurry as Johnson. Jermaine O'Neal rises and hits.
At this point, he needs to go to plan B.
Plan A wasn't working.
Good play. Oh, good play.
On with Michael Redd. Smith Mason up front with Fizer.
Yeah, just give Jermaine some space because there's no chance Fizer can guard him.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal had a fight through Fizer on that one and may come up with a 3-point play. Fizer, all muscle, has his second foul, but look how he appeared to have the arms of O'Neal. And Jermaine O'Neal flexing the one another. Air Mason and Indiana Jones.
Just take your time.
O'Neal versus Mason and the company.
Nash going over there has really made a difference. He felt like he had to carry a lot of that offensive load and doesn't feel that way anymore. I think you will admit, you will agree that in the transition, if you will, as it went from Reggie to Jermaine, the most pacing.
Johnson for three. And Foster finally gets to his first offensive rebound. O'Neal gets the step on Pachulia. Forget about it.
I mean, he got fouled and that still didn't call. Jermaine has 29.
A point away from in his limited 13 minutes on the floor, and he bumps the Pacers back into the lead.
Good hand by Jermaine, boy. They had a backdoor play, and Michael Redd was wide open.
Maurice Williams lets it fly, and Tinsley able to body Pachulia, goes the length of the court, and O'Neal. So it leaves Jermaine to the foul line, where he is 7. Fourth time this year he has hit 30. Or with Orlando. Pacers by 1. No foul. And the hatchet by O'Neal. And his numbers climb to 33, and he gestures to the official, kind of saying, well, thanks for not going for that fall.
He said it. You know, he said, good not looking at taking that flop.
Mason looking for the dunk, and now it's Tinsley in traffic.
Uh-oh.
Here is Mason again, perhaps looking for the dunk. And he gets the second shot.
Jermaine had 3, otherwise he probably would have gone for that block.
So the Bucks remain scrappy here, and they stay in this hunt. 61-60.
Can't separate, Al.
Cannot. Pacers trying to separate wins from losses, now 15 and 13, but having the difficulty despite Jermaine O'Neal's power surge here this evening. Takes it in, stops and pops. Again, no foul as he walks right in as several bodies fall. O'Neal now with 35 in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Tinsley yo-yos the dribble. O'Neal, Pachulia with the 3. 18 points in the first quarter. Slowed down. Steve Foster move.
Yeah, that's one that's strictly Jeff Foster.
O'Neal wheels. Rest of the year. With that
cut to the basket.
O'Neal, Tinsley.
Oh.
And O'Neal gets it back. That's an indirect pass, and it leads behind Detroit, only a game and a half behind Cleveland. Tinsley passes it off to Curry, who finds O'Neal. Switch.
Well, that's team basketball by Michael Curry, who can shoot and make that shot. But Jermaine is playing so well. He threw it to Jermaine.
Jermaine O'Neal on fire. He hears it from the crowd. 15 of 22 from the field. 43 points, and we still have 15 and a half minutes to go in the game.
6. You're right, Al. What they've also been able to find when Jermaine O'Neal has to work, even though he's scoring points, he's working hard. It takes a little bit away from your defense. Your shots you're taking, and including your.
Jonathan feels that he have squeezed to within 6.
Should have Jermaine open on that side.
There he goes, and draws enough categories from the foul line. Made. 1992, dozen years. In 1980, there's been 2 50-point games this year in the NBA. Allen Iverson with 54. Red. First game here, he had 28, including the final 9 coming in a span of 1 minute 15 seconds. They go to O'Neal. He turns, he fires, gets his own rebound, and that's 51 points for Jermaine O'Neal, and the crowd responds. The first time they have ever put that up on the Conseco Fieldhouse scoreboard of the game.
Yeah, definitely in the flow.
Passes that one up, 4 on the shot clock. Jones is there, and he's got it. It's a game Buck ball club. O'Neal looks for some more. He fades and he hits. Jermaine O'Neal. The total climbs to 57. And the Pacers have opened up a 12-point lead, and Mason finally misses. Grabbed by O'Neal. 53-11. 2 more points. He has the highest total in the NBA this year, surpassing Iverson's 54. Backdoor, here's O'Neal, but he'll have to get those from the foul line. Time franchise record going back. That's about what he plays anyway. This is his 13th game of the year and his 5th since the suspension. Jermaine O'Neal, hard drive. Even more susceptible than usual inside. And
yeah, Jermaine O'Neal just asked out. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he realized he wasn't playing the game the way you need to play it. And this is a really smart move by him, and he definitely deserves a standing ovation because it was a heck of an outing for a guy to play the way he did. I have to even give him a little standing ovation because I'm telling you, to get 50 and not look like you're getting 50 is impressive.
He does it in 36 minutes. And he also leaves 2 points shy of his hero, Reggie Miller. And you wonder if that had anything to do with it.
Well, he missed when he took the shot. He didn't take the shot the way you normally take it. You know what I mean? Like really step into it and take it. And as soon as he did it, he just turned around to Rick Carlisle and he asked out. Because it's like, you know, what am I doing here? The game's over. You know, this is enough. And so to his